Johnstown was formally organized as a town in 1800 by the Swiss immigrant Joseph Johns, or Joseph Schanz. The settlement was initially known as Schanzstadt, but soon anglicized to Johnstown. The Johnstown Incline Plane is the city's most recognizable landmark. The Cambria Iron Company completed its construction in 1891. The company was selling home sites in Westmont, but potential buyers complained about the lack of good roads downtown. Cambria Iron hoped the incline would overcome the transportation issue. The incline helped people escape rising floodwaters in the 1936 and 1977 floods, but not, of course, for the Great Flood of 1889. The stone bridge spanned the Conemaugh River and was built by the Pennsylvania Railroad Company in 1887. It survived the Johnstown flood of 1889, but it blocked debris, which caught fire and created an inferno covering 30 acres. By 1860, the Cambria Iron Company of Johnstown was the leading steel producer in the United States. It outproduced steel giants such as Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Through the second half of the 19th century, Johnstown made much of the nation's barbed wire, and the town prospered. By 1900, Johnstown only produced and fabricated steel, and with little other economic diversification, this would cause significant problems for Johnstown later on. By 1992, the city was officially designated as financially distressed. Once a thriving source of wealth and industrial power, these plants are now deteriorating. Rusted steel, cracked concrete, vacant and desolate what was once full of life. This is the face of that industrial prosperity. Cambria City, the home to descendants of those who once settled here. From 1850 to 1910, thousands of immigrants came and settled in Cambria City. They set up social clubs and built their own churches. They conducted services in German, Hungarian, Slovak, Croatian, and a host of other languages. Entire generations were married in these churches. But due to decreasing numbers of churchgoers and a population that has been shrinking since the end of the steel industry, 4 of these churches have recently been closed. Is this story unique to Johnstown? What should we learn from the past? Who are these faces, these puddlers, metalsmiths, butchers, ice peddlers, and miners? They stare at us across the endless sea of time. They beckon our contemplation, our wonder and reflection. They left lands largely forgotten, or today remembered by the measure of one's mindful ancestry. They transgressed borders, some erased by war and strife, long since vanished from this earth. They settled anew at the dawn of the industrial age. Traveling from afar, seeking prosperity or a chance for a life in a new world, some reached Johnstown. But on May 31st, 1889, many of these faces faded away. Thousands died in the worst and first of 3 floods to hit Johnstown. Here rest those who were not identified in the flood of 1889. Here is the final stop for the physical remains of travelers and seekers, laborers and lovers, carpenters, worksmiths, and so many more. Be mindful of the past as you craft the present and forge the future.